The pandemic continues to ravage society, country, and the world, and it has now affected our franchise, the Detroit Lions.
It's LeGarrette Blount here, man, 3-time Super Bowl champion. I just want to give you a shout out to the YouTube channel, Micro Mike, man.
Eddie Murray, former Detroit Lion. Make sure you watch Micro Mike on YouTube.
Calvin Johnson Jr. here, aka Megatron. Big shout out to Micro Mike and YouTube channel, man.
Keep on talking everything Detroit Lions, and I just got to remind you, man, happy wife, happy life.
What is going on, YouTube, and welcome to Detroit Lions Talk with Micro Mike, where we talk all news, rumors, and everything regarding our beloved franchise. In this video, we're going to talk about the breaking news that occurred regarding the pandemic, and it has hit our franchise and affected us because we have a game Saturday, and I'm going to explain to you what occurred and why it is an important. Also, if you're not a subscriber, hit that big red subscribe button. That'll help me out. Trying to get to 11,000 subscribers. 70% of you are not, and that's straight crazy. So hit it, and let's get this thing a crack-a-lack-and. Folks, the Detroit Lions are in the middle of a pretty significant pandemic crisis this week. According to NFL analyst Ian Rapoport, almost all of the Lions' defensive coaching staff, and including interim head coach Darrell Bevell, are considered close contacts of staff members who had tested positive of the virus on Tuesday. Per NFL protocol, those people have to be quarantined for at least 5 days before returning to team's facility. The Lions did close the facility on Tuesday, so meaning they're technically already 1 day into the quarantine, but given that the Detroit Lions don't play on Sunday, they play on Saturday, scheduled a short week against the team Tampa Buccaneers. This could result in a scenario in which the Lions are with a huge portion not having their coaching staff. Saturday would be a 5th day of the quarantine, i.e. they could not be on the field on Saturday because that would be the time. You're about to hit an ad break, and when you hit this ad break, take the time to place a Y or an N in the pinned comment. And the pinned comment is, do you want the Detroit Lions to play on Saturday anyways, regardless of coaching staff? All you got to do is put a Y or an N while the ad's taking place, and there you go. There are many solutions that could be for this problem. Simply push the game back or cancel. Cancel is definitely not going to happen because you have a team like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that is trying to make a playoff spot. Also, another part of this issue is a staff member broke protocol per Dave Burkett of the Free Press. One last night of the Lions assistants did not have his contact tracing device on all times when he was around people in the office. That breaks protocol, and we're going to talk about that here shortly. But let's get back to the scenarios and what it means. Yes, they could play on Saturday and not have the coaching staff, and they can play the game because guess what? The Lions aren't in the postseason playoffs. Really not a whole lot to play for. With that said, I'm going to tell you why I don't want to see that. Just because we're out of the postseason, just because we're out of playoff contention, doesn't mean there's nothing to view on the game. The new GM and new head coach, and I've talked about this multiple times, need to evaluate this team, need to evaluate this roster. I want to see everyone on the field, including the coaching staff. You need to evaluate everything. Every game is an evaluation, and it's important for our starters to go against a good team in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and evaluate those players. Let's not kid ourselves, folks. This defense for the Detroit Lions is nothing but gutter trash. Very close, think about this, to beating the absolute worst record of the 2008 Detroit Lions defense. We're close, very close, and it's going to come down to a couple of points from that aspect. We need to evaluate these players. We need to evaluate everybody. And if you don't have that coaching staff on there, you could potentially have a big cluster F on the field, and it would be very difficult to evaluate that. How do you evaluate if you have 13 men on the field? How do you evaluate if you have players out of position? How do you evaluate making the right calls if no one is there to do it? You got to have leadership. You got to have generals commanding where their troops be. Or you're going to have flag, 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 and we don't want to have flag, 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 flag. We don't want to have players out of position more than what it is already. We already have issues. That could really put issues on steroids. We don't want to see. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see a really disgusting, horrible game, because that potentially could happen. I want to evaluate each specific player. We could potentially have 8 players on defense not be starters. That's how bad the defense is. We got to look upon this defensive line. Another ad is about to take place, and when this is taking place, do me a big time favor. The heads of Chat Sports want this video get to 100 likes or more. Take the time while the ad is going on, go to that thumb and like this video. That would be greatly appreciated, and I would be so honored if you can do that. What can we salvage here? I definitely like Romeo Okwara. I think that he's definitely salvageable. I've seen enough from him to suggest that I think he needs to come back with a contract. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But we got Bryant, the player who's always injured. Like to evaluate him. I like to evaluate some of these young corners. We got Mike Ford. Maybe he gets a shot. We got Roberts. I want to evaluate him. Tracy Walker. We need to see more from him to just assume he's going to be the starter next year. We need to draft. We could be drafting another safety. We could be drafting a defensive lineman. No doubt about it. Linebackers is a big mess. It's a big dumpster fire right there. Jelani Tavai. What a great player he is. You know, we got to evaluate him. Yeah, I pretty much got my reasoning why I think he shouldn't be a Detroit Lion, or definitely should not be a starter, because to me, he's not salvageable. But we got Christian Jones. We got to evaluate him. To me, I don't think he's salvageable. Still want to evaluate. What about the younger guys? You know, we got Jalen Reeves-Maybin. Let's play him. We got Killebrew. Let's evaluate these people. Let's take the time. We got 2 weeks. The GM has a lot of work to do. A lot of roster turnover. The head coach, oh my God, he's got a lot of work to do here. So let's take the time and to evaluate the correct way. If we have a game on Saturday, half the coaching staff there, or a big portion of it's not there, including the interim head coach, it's going to be difficult to do. Also, we could just be playing on Saturday. Why? Because the NFL does not like us. We're not the NFL darlings. Who are the NFL darlings? Players such as Tom Brady. Teams that are in the playoff hunt. Teams that are more coveted by the NFL. So they could just say, screw it, we're going to play Saturday because, you know, what about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? They got to have their schedule correct. I mean, if you look at the Denver Broncos, look what they did them. They did them dirty. They didn't even have a starting quarterback, and they made them play the game. But if you're the Baltimore Ravens, you can get pushed back. So I could definitely see a scenario where the NFL just says, screw it, you're playing on Saturday no matter what. We are not the golden child of the NFL. We are not the good graces of the NFL. We are the uncle you don't invite to a Christmas party. That's what we are. We are sitting in the back of the bus. That's what we are. We are the second tier to the NFL. So I could see a scenario where they do that and it doesn't even matter what I have to say about it. Another portion and aspect of this is the personnel who broke protocol. What does that mean? Well, hopefully it doesn't mean that the Detroit Lions gets punished, because I don't want to lose a draft pick. We only got 5 current draft picks. Yes, 5. 5. And if we lose another one, we're talking about a draft that's terrible, and we got a lot of turnover to do. We need draft picks. That's the last thing we need. So hopefully the NFL doesn't hurt the Lions franchise. If you're going to punish that person. It was one individual. But don't punish the team. Don't punish the future of this team. Don't punish the future general manager and head coach of this team. We need help. We need every draft pick we got. We need every little possible cheat code to get this thing going. That's what we need. And we don't need to get hurt, but they could do that. They definitely could do that, but that's the last thing I want to see, last thing I want to hear, last thing I want to read for our team. All around, it's just been a very rough year being a Lions fan with so many issues taking place, and this just has to happen with 2 games left to add to the 2020 being a year of suck. Everything seems to have gone wrong, so I can't not wait for 2021 and get this thing going and just to be over with it. I'm ready to look for the offseason for our team, for the NFL draft, for free agency, and it's just important to take every moment that we can, at least for the new leadership, to look upon every aspect of this team because they have a lot of work to do. Just a ton of stuff they have to do. So I do believe it's important that they just push the game back to Sunday and we can do that. But either way, whatever happens Saturday or Sunday, the game will take place. Evaluations will take place on the field, and I will be definitely talking about it. So make sure you come back to my channel and we can get that done. And we will, regardless of the outcome of this decision that the NFL makes, we will get it done. And we got just 2 weeks of this mess we have to deal with. You know why it's important to hit that notification bell? Because I drop content every single day. This video was not scheduled. It was a breaking news video. I do have scheduled videos at specific times, but if you don't hit that notification bell, how do you get reminded for when a video or news breaks? So hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any breaking news. Also, on Thursday, I got the One Pride podcast, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't want to miss out. We have a good time. We talk all things Detroit, and we have a mailbag segment where you guys run the show. So hit that notification bell for that. And we have the Detroit Lions live watch party that will be on Saturday or Sunday. Don't know yet. So you don't want to miss out on the content. With that said, folks, adios.